Hello again and welcome in our fourth video update. This time we are going to talk about something very interesting, our first-person melee combat. Victor, our lead combat designer, will tell you some in-depth information how it works in a few moments, but let me first introduce you how we did a research for the fencing and battles and all that stuff. So first thing we needed to find out when we started was how fencing and battles and everything actually works. So of course we Googled, we find a lot of online reference and read some books, but then we went to on location. We talked with a lot of real fencers and living history reenactors, and most importantly we visited a lot of real-world battles reenactments, where we met a lot of interesting people who are really trying to do the most hardcore way of fencing. When we had our contacts, we started to do some rehearsals with the best fencers we've met. What we did is we asked them to show us the most common techniques and ways how to fence. We put a lot of cameras around them, put action camera on the head of one of them. Our aim was to find out how it looks from first person when you actually fight with someone. We were a little bit scared that the first person combat will not work in the game, that the player will not see what this character is doing, and it will be very unintuitive. But what we find out actually was that it could work, that the first-person view is quite interesting, that when the camera is implemented right, you can see pretty well what your character's hands are doing, and that it's very immersive. So right now we just need to polish the system, add a lot of data into it, a lot of moves and animations, and we will have something that I really believe is something very special. So that was our research, and now let's have a look how it's implemented in the game.
Hi, I am Victor, and I'm going to tell you how you fight in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Please be aware that what you are going to see is heavily work in progress. Animations are not final, and not all systems are already implemented. We still have a long way to go, and I wanted to thank you that you are going with us. So, the basics. You have 3 different attacks. You can stab, you can slash, and there is a special action which can be a strike, a kick, or pummel strike with your sword. You have 6 zones on enemy body you can target. It means you have 18 different basic attacks. These we can call initial attacks, and once you do them, the fight is more about timing and about movement. The timing is especially useful in defense. We have a dedicated defense button. You can hold it down, and then your character will automatically block every attack whenever it comes from. But if you wait with that and actually press the defense into the enemy attack, you will parry the enemy sword to the side, and you have a chance for counter-attack. And that's not all. You can actually trick your enemy. You can pretend the attack from one side and actually attack from the other. You can use your surrounding, you can maneuver enemy into not very good position. Very important part of the combat system is the stamina. In Kingdom Come Deliverance you will usually meet armored opponents. You will be armored too, and to harm the guy in full plate is not an easy task. So you actually fight with his stamina. Once it gets low, you can overcome his defense and hurt him or kill him with some special attacks. If you are skilled enough, you can find the weak point and kill him faster. Realism is priority #1 for us. So far you have seen just one weapon, the longsword. In the final game you will have a whole arsenal of medieval weapons at your disposal. Every weapon is good against different type of armors. You can have a sword and shield, you can have an axe or a hammer for more armored opponents. You can even use your bow or crossbow and kill the enemy from distance. Let me introduce some of my coworkers at this point. This is Peter, our lead animator, and this is Peter, our main combat programmers. We also have two other Peters, but they are not involved in combat in any way, so I'll show them later. Peter will now tell you something about the technical background of the combat system.
We want to create great, realistic combat system. We want to fight everywhere in our game, and our game has really hilly terrain. We want to have a lot of weapons with different sizes. We had to develop smart system which is based on various solvers, controllers, mechanics, modifiers. Most challenging was a solver for weapon movement. Especially after the hit into the opponent's body. We try to solve this situation by sliding by. Another problem comes with the hitter actions. We have three kinds of hitter actions. We have one for attacking sword. There is some movement back. There is another one is on opponent's body. Please, Peter, make a hitter action. Thank you. And the last one is with the blocking a weapon. When you hit the block, there must be some movement to see the hit into the weapon. All these mechanisms are based on physical simulation, inverse kinematic, and various procedural solvers. All these together give us a lot of variations and possibility to have as much realistic combat as it is possible.
We want the combat to be something special. You will not kill dozens and dozens of enemies. Every fight is unique and more like a duel than some hack-and-slash action game. You can sometimes meet more than one enemy, and then it will be very complicated. You will have some special skills for fighting against more enemies, but usually it's much better to bring some allies and fight as a group. You are asking us a lot about castle sieges and large-scale battles. Sorry, we don't want to reveal much at this point, but regarding large battles, we try to recreate some of famous historical battles of the era, where the player just as one chess piece on the large chessboard. You will use our combat system and fight for your life and try to survive. There will be, at the moment, there is no strategy mode planned, there is no tactical leading, you will not lead the army, you will just fight your fight on the battlefield. However, multiple smaller battles will be included in the game, as well as castle sieges. These actually happen at a fixed point in the story, and you may even have some involvement in overall strategy decisions or things like that. We will be still playing an RPG game, so for example, it may look like there's a castle that needs to be taken, I have some guys and trebuchets here, so what I can do? I may wait for the night and infiltrate the castle if I am good at stealth. I may just open the gates, or I may poison the water source or anything like that. Or I can just ignore this possibility and lead a full-scale charge with archers and artillery support. Ladders, soldiers scaling the walls, fight on the walls. At some point you will be also able to defend the castle, you can just stand on the top of the walls, shoot arrows, splash boiling oil, or just fight off the attackers. If you feel that the system is too complicated or you are not very good at action games, don't worry. Deliverance is still an RPG game. it's not only you who is fighting, but also your character. And also your character has skills and perks and abilities. So when the enemy is too strong for you, you can just slow down a little bit and level up. You may find some famous trainer and train at him. You can read book about fencing. You can just level up by fulfilling some other quests. And then your character is stronger. That doesn't only mean that you strike stronger. The actually whole combat system is working on the RPG base. So, for example, if your character's sword skill is higher than your opponent's, you are faster than him. And it's way easier for you to block his attacks, to parry his attacks, to counter-attack and all this. Or alternatively, you can just pull out your bow or crossbow and shoot the enemy. Or you can bribe him, or you can call someone for help, or anything you can come up with.
So that was our combat system. Thank you for watching. Next time we are going to show you some of our AI systems, NPC life cycles and the whole emergent world, so stay tuned.